豆碰碰。
观想。
喝的水，因为喉咙这样，万一又咳咳，不是，咳，你不是每次人家在录音，你就这样，你不太好，都录进去，那你要自己准备好啊！你在外面告诉我干嘛？你要自己知道自己需要，对啊，自己需要的要赶快弄。应该是录音进去，对，自己的要对啊，自己知道自己的书怎样弄好，这个快。他做的那些东西，如果我就滚，因为有时候不要，
真佛宗西雅图雷藏寺同修观世音菩萨本尊法，恭迎真佛宗创办人无上法王根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛，众人虔诚合掌，唱诵莲花童子心咒。坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，会天心善印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，会天心善印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，会天心善印。四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We welcome our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, to ascend to the Dharma throne.
请师母莲香上师上座，请长老仁波切及诸位上师上座，请教授师法师上座，请讲师助教贵宾同仁善信大德就座。
All the masters, venerables, and all participants, please be seated.
介绍贵宾，今晚的同修，让我们欢迎廖东州大使夫人朱棣师姐。
Our guest of honors tonight is the wife of Ambassador Daniel Liang, Dharma Sister Judy.
欢迎真佛波耶藏执行长周慧芳
And
律
the
师。
CEO of DP Boye, Dharma
欢
Sister
迎
Jennifer Zhou.
刘建军牙医师。
And Dr. Yu,
欢迎洪医师。
Dr. Hong.
我们也依照雷藏寺往常的惯例，请第一次来或很久没有来参加同修的同门站起来，自我介绍您的法号和来自的国家及道场。我们先从龙边开始。
Please say your name and where you came from.
师尊好，师母好，大家好。我们是来自香港，我是莲花一文。
We came from
我
Hong
是
Kong.
莲花干瑶，他是莲花信佑。
猪猪，我爱你。
好可爱啊！好，欢迎。
师尊好，师母好，大家好我来自加州尊生雷藏寺，我是莲花秋红，谢谢大家。
欢迎。
From California.
请问龙边还有吗？那虎边呢？好，这边前面红色衣服。
Hao, I'm here with a group of 40 people from Australia, China, Hong Kong, Canada. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Welcome.
师尊好，我是莲花小慧。今天我们是昨天晚上我们刚下飞机来到西雅图，我们是第一遍过来美国。
We just got off the plane last night, and our first time here.
也很高兴跟其他同门学习，谢谢大家。
欢迎。请问还有吗？好，那我们也以热烈的掌声欢迎长老仁波切、世界各地众上师、教授、师法师、贵宾同门善信大德前来参加同修。
Rinpoches, elders, masters, and everybody.
同修观世音菩萨本尊法开始。
Tonight is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Visualize two Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha.
Namo 佛焰佛母。
Namo Buddha Lokana.
Namo 阿弥陀佛。
Namo Amitabha Buddha.
Namo 莲花童子。
Namo Padma
Namo
Kumara.
莲生活佛。
Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng.
师尊与诸佛
Visualize
菩萨
Grandmaster
注
and all
定
Buddhas and
放光加
Bodhisattvas
持。
sitting on top of our
是
heads,
莲花
radiating
童
like
子
the
心咒
blessed
七
reset
遍。
Padma Kumara
Om
mantra.
Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。Om Guru 莲生悉地吽。做四无量观，观想
Perform the
行
visualization
者
of the
自
four
身的右手
immeasurables.
边有父亲及父系亲人。
To our left are
行
the
者自
ancestors and
身的右
relatives
手
from
边
the
有
father's
母
side.
亲及母
On the
系亲
right from
人。
the mother's side.
后方有恩人师
And
长、
friends and teachers behind us.
亲朋好友。前方有冤亲债
In
主，
front of us are our karmic
四周有
creditors
六道众生
and
团团
enemies
围
all around
绕。
us.
同修
And
密
all
法
sentient
共
beings around
成
us
佛
together
道，
practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood.
做经行手印。
Clap twice and snap your fingers to awaken the deities.
念清净咒及安
Recite
土地真
purification
言。
mantras and
Om
deity
Siêu Ni
mantra.
Siêu Ni Ma Ha Siêu Ni Siêu Siêu Ni So Ha. Om Siêu Đô Ni Siêu Đô Ni Siêu Mô Ni Siêu Mô Ni So Ha. Om Hoa Ra Đắng Hờ Hờ Hồng. Nam Mô Sam Man Tô Mô Đà Lan. Om Đô 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 Tê Vấy So Ha. 念招请咒。
Recite
Om
invocation
A
mantra.
Hom So Ha. Om A Hom So Ha. Om A Hom So Ha. 众弟子一心奉请。
We
南无
sincerely
宏观圣
invoke
冕金
the
刚
Holy
闪
Red
师
Crown
莲生
Vajra
活
Master,
佛。
His
南
Holiness
无
Living
宏
Buddha
观
Lian
圣
Sheng.
冕金
The
刚
Holy
闪
Red
师
Crown
莲
Vajra
生活
Master,
佛。
Living Buddha
南无
Lian
宏
Sheng.
观
The
圣
Holy
冕
Red
金
Crown
刚
Vajra
闪师
Master,
莲
Living
生
Buddha
活
Lian
佛。
Sheng.
同修主
The
尊。
main deity
南
of the
无
group
观世
practice,
音
Namo
菩萨。
Avalokitesvara
同修主
Bodhisattva.
尊。
The main
南
deity
无
of the
观
group
世
practice,
音
Namo
菩萨。
Avalokitesvara
同修主
Bodhisattva.
尊。
The
南
main deity
无
of the
观
group
世音
practice,
菩
Namo
萨。
Avalokitesvara
南无中
Bodhisattva.
央毗卢遮
Namo
那
Vairocana
佛。
Buddha
南
at the
无东
center.
方阿
Namo
处
Akshopa
佛。
Buddha to
南
the
无
east.
西方
Namo
阿弥
Amitabha
陀
Buddha to
佛。
the west.
南无南
Namo
方宝
Ratnasambha
生
Buddha to
佛。
the
南
south.
无
Namo
北方
Amukha
不
Siddhi
空
Buddha to
成
the
就
north.
佛。南无本
Namo
师释迦
Sakyamuni
牟尼
Buddha.
佛。南
Namo
无药
Medicine
师佛。
Buddha.
南无无极药
Namo
师金
Golden
木
Mother
大
of the
天尊。
primordial
南
palm.
无地藏
Namo
王菩
Siddhigarbha
萨。南
Bodhisattva.
无莲花
Namo
童
Padma
子。南
Kumara.
无文殊
Namo
师利
Manjusri
菩萨。南
Bodhisattva.
无弥勒
Namo
菩
Maitreya
萨。南无
Bodhisattva.
金刚萨
Namo
埵。
Vajrasattva.
南无莲华生
Namo
大
Guru
士。
Padma
南无
Sambhava.
准提
Namo
佛目。
Jundi Buddha
金刚
Mother.
护
All
法
Herukas,
空行
Dhammapalas,
诸天
Dakinis,
神
and
咒。十
divinities.
方三
All
世一
Buddhas
切
of the
佛。
three types
一
in the
切
ten
菩
directions,
萨
all
摩诃
Bodhisattvas
萨。
and
南无
Mahasattvas.
摩诃
Namo
般若波
Mahaprajna
罗蜜多。
Paramita.
做观想大礼
Three
拜，
home
礼拜
choosing
根本传承
visualization
上
for
师
student
及十
guru
方
and
三世
all
一切诸
Buddhas.
佛。Om
Visualize for position on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for position on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for position on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Create mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of the group practice, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. We set the offering verse and mantra, Mount Meru, four continents, and sun and moon, transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May this wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization.
Om Sawa Tathagata Itamu Gurunana Mienchana Kang Liliye Da Yemi. 做四皈依观想，观想根本传承上师。
Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. We said the mantra.
Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha Ye, Namo Dhammo Ye, Namo Sankhya Ye, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha Ye, Namo Dhammo Ye, Namo Sankhya Ye, Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddha Ye. Namo Dhammo Ye, Namo Sankhya Ye. 做披甲护身，手结金刚合掌手印，念金刚手菩萨真言祈愿。Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali, Om Boranjali. 念高王观世音经，奉请八大菩萨。南无观世音菩萨摩诃萨，南无弥勒菩萨摩诃萨，南无虚空常菩萨摩诃萨，南无普贤菩萨摩诃萨，南无金刚手菩萨摩诃萨，南无妙吉祥菩萨摩诃萨，南无除盖藏菩萨摩诃萨，南无地藏王菩萨摩诃萨。 南无诸尊菩萨摩诃萨，观世音菩萨，南无佛，南无法，南无僧，佛国有缘，佛法相应，常乐我净，有缘佛法。南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大神咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是大明咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无上咒，南无摩诃般若波罗蜜是无等等咒。 南无净光密密佛，法藏佛，狮子吼神足幽王佛，佛告须弥灯王佛，法护佛，金刚场狮子游戏佛，报顺佛，神通佛，药师琉璃光王佛，普光功德山王佛，善住功德宝王佛，过去七佛，未来贤接千佛，1500佛，万无千佛，500花胜佛。 百亿金刚藏佛、定光佛、六方六佛名号，东方宝光月殿月妙尊音王佛，南方树根花王佛，西方照王神通烟花王佛，北方月殿清净佛，上方无数精进宝所佛，下方上济月音王佛，无量诸佛、多宝佛、释迦牟尼佛、弥勒佛、阿出佛、弥陀佛。 中央一切众生 在佛世界中者，行住于地上，即在虚空中，慈忧于一切众生，各令安稳休息，昼夜修持，心常求诵此经，能灭生死苦，消除诸毒害。南无大明观世音，光明观世音，高明观世音，开明观世音，药王菩萨，药上菩萨，文殊师利菩萨，普贤菩萨，虚空藏菩萨，地藏王菩萨，清凉宝山亿万菩萨，普光王如来化圣菩萨，念念诵此经，七佛世尊即说咒曰：离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。离婆离婆地，求呵求呵地，陀罗尼地，尼诃那地，毗尼尼地，摩诃迦地，真人称地，娑哈。十方观世音，一切诸菩萨，誓愿救众生，称名悉解脱。若有智慧者，应请为解说。但是有因缘，读诵口不错，诵经满千遍，念念心不绝。火焰不能伤，刀兵利摧者，贿赂生欢喜，死者变成佛。莫言此事虚，诸佛不忘说。高往观世音，能救诸苦厄。临危急难中，死者变成佛。诸佛语不虚，是故应顶礼。持诵满千遍，众罪皆消灭。后福坚信者，专攻受持经。愿以此功德，普及于一切。诵满1000遍，众罪皆消灭。高往观世音经中。念3遍往生咒。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多得亚他，阿弥尼多婆毗，阿弥尼多舍单婆毗，阿弥尼多毗迦南得，阿弥尼多毗迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多得亚他，阿弥尼多婆毗。阿弥尼多舍单婆毗，阿弥尼多毗迦南得，阿弥尼多毗迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那，智多迦尼娑哈。南无阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多得亚他，阿弥尼多婆毗，阿弥尼多舍单婆毗，阿弥尼多毗迦南得，阿弥尼多毗迦南多，迦弥尼迦迦那。智多迦尼娑哈。手结莲花童子手印，观想莲花童子三光加倍。
Visualize the empowerment of the 3 lights by Padma Kumara.
持莲花童子心咒21遍持咒。
Recite Padma Kumara mantra 21 times.
Om Guru Nian Sheng Siddhi Hom. Om Guru Nian Sheng Siddhi Hom. Om Guru Nian Sheng Siddhi Hom. Om Guru Lian Sheng Si Di 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 Hom. 手结莲华合
Form
掌
Lotus
印，
Anjali Mudra.
先观空，
First empty your mind
脸观空
and
咒。
visualize the Sunyata
Om
visualization
Sobhava
mantra.
Sutta Sarva Dhamma Sobhava Sutto Hang. Om Sobhava Sutta Sarva Dhamma Sobhava Sutto Hang. Om Sobhava Sutta Sarva Dhamma Sobhava Sutto Hang. 观想虚空中有蓝色的月
Visualize the
轮，
moon disk in the
月轮
sky
中有白色种
with the
子
white
字
she
甚至
sit
放
syllable
大
at
白
the
光。
center, radiating bright white
月轮
light.
中色字旋转，
The sit syllable she
化为白
revolves
色自
to
性
become
观
the
音。
white self-nature
观世音菩
Avalokitesvara,
萨坐莲台，
seated on the lotus throne,
天衣宝饰璎珞，
wearing layers
庄
of
严
celestial
慈祥，
garments and beautiful
有无
ornaments.
量白净光
She
照
looks
射。
compassionate and magnificent,
可
radiating
观想
infinite
大
pure
明
light.
六字咒围绕着菩
Also
萨
visualize
放
the
光
six-syllable
明。
mantra revolving around the Bodhisattva.
观想观世音菩
Visualize
萨
her
右
right
手
hand
持白净
is holding
瓶，
a nectar
化成一条
vase
白光，成
which
因弧
emits a
度，
ray of pure
照
light
灌行者。
shining upon us,
行者之恶业、恶念全
eradicating
化为
our
黑
negative
气，
karma
由毛
and
细孔
negative
蒸发
thoughts,
出去，
transforming all
在
negativities
大
to
气中
become
消
black smoke
失，
expelled through the skin
进
pores
而
and
全
disappearing
身
in thin
纯
air.
白、透
Our
明、发
bodies become
光，
crystal
得
clear
大
and pure
清
white
安。
and luminous, and we
在观
attain
想
peace and
观世
ease.
音菩萨
Then
在虚空
visualize
中
Avalokitesvara
飞到自
Bodhisattva
己
moves
顶
to
上，
above our heads,
住于顶上，
seated on
然
top of
后
our
缩小
heads,
成一
and
粒米
decreases
大的
in
光。
size until she becomes like a drop of light.
同时，自己心轮
At
开
the same
放成
time,
为
our
一
heart
朵
chakra
莲花。
opens to become lotus blossom.
莲花心中有月
With the
轮，
moon disk on its
月
center
轮中心有种
and
子
a
字
white
色
sit
字，
syllable she on it,
观想色字
radiating
放光，
white light,
摄造观世
to
音菩
invoke
萨进入
Avalokitesvara
中脉，
Bodhisattva to enter
一
our
弹
central
指
channel.
间，自己与
With the
观世
snap
音
of the
菩萨
fingers,
融合成一，
we merge
无
with
二分
Avalokitesvara
别。
Bodhisattva, completely identical.
持观世音菩萨心咒100
Recite
大遍，
Avalokitesvara
先做
Bodhisattva
念珠观
108
想。
times and perform visualization, mala visualization.
持咒，Om Mani Padme Hum，Om 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 Mani Padme Hum。Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, mani padme hum. Om 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 mani padme hum. 做9节佛风，有3摩地。
Enter samadhi.
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。Om 阿弥陀瓦塞 Om 玛尼贝米吽 Om 本那摩尼陀尼娑哈 Om 哈哈哈维萨摩耶娑哈 Om 这里这里准提娑哈 Om 这巴那查能查那耶娑哈 Om 阿吽贝扎咕噜贝玛西迪吽塞 Om 阿吽咕噜贝阿呵萨萨玛哈莲生西迪吽 Đề tha Om Bekhatzaya Bekhatzaya Maha Bekhatzaya Naza Samo Katahe Soha Namo 36万亿
Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification of Amitabha. Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification of Amitabha. Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. Please recite the supplication to the Guru Buddha to stay in samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika. All Buddhas in the Buddhaverse as numerous as grains of sand, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The three poisons are proliferating endlessly. Our body and soul are striking, tumbling in a misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness descended upon this world to salvage the deluded ones. The three jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, humans and devas rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of the Buddha plead that you stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings.
恭诵长寿佛心咒21遍，回向世
Recite the
尊
mantra of
健
longevity
康
Buddha
长
21
寿。
times and
持
dedicate
咒
the merit to the health and longevity of our lineage Buddha.
Om Amaloni Zuen Die Soha. 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 回向。
Merit dedication. I pray that the pure light purges my karma to attain the self-mastery of the deity Avalokitesvara, radiating compassionate light upon all beings, everyone taking refuge in the greatly compassionate one. May all who recite Amitabha Buddha ascend to the rank utmost, repay of awful generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below, like the Buddha. Upon seeing the Buddha, may you transcend life and death like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha's school disciples wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of the group practice today, the main deity of compassion, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the correct Dharma Tathagata, by your boundless power and compassion, to please protect our lineage Guru with great health, longevity, great bliss, self-mastery, untouched by calamities. To live a long life in samsara, to turn the Dharma wheel, and deliver sentient beings to the other shore. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. We pray to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva by your myriad transformations. Holding the willow branch and the pure nectar water to sprinkle upon all the 3,000 great thousand worlds. To purify sentient beings. With pure self-nature, to purify all self-natures. We pray to the Bodhisattva to guide the Buddha spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha-verses. We pray that you bestow upon us benefits from our spiritual cultivation. Please compassionately bestow good fortune upon us, so that we are endowed with ample resources and provisions. Please bestow complete wisdom upon us. We pray that you bless us with good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness, and strong spiritual commitment. By your willow branch and the pure nectar water, please eradicate all disasters and calamities due to the earth, water, fire, and wind elements, including arms and weaponries. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, who appear wherever they are asked for. To the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May the virus disappear. May the pandemic disappear. May calamities disperse. May bad causes and conditions vanish. May bad thoughts vanish.
1.
共念3遍
Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Peja sato samaya malubanaya peja sato delubadicha jetso me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anulato me pawa shawa sidi me puraya cha shawa kama suzame jidamu sini yan guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pejama mimancha pejapawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om peja sato samaya malupanaya peja sato delubadicha jetso me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anulato me pawa shawa sidi me bonaya cha shawa gamma suzame jidamu sini ren guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pejama mimancha pejapawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om peja sato samaya malupanaya peja sato delubadicha jetso me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa anulato me pawa shawa sidi me bonaya cha shawa kama suzame jidamu sini ren guru hom ha 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 he bhagavan sawa tathagata pejama mimancha pejapawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe 做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。唵观想顶礼，为天心善业200诸菩萨。唵观想顶礼，为天心善业300诸护法金刚。唵观想顶礼，为天心善业4平等一起手。念圆满咒。Om Bring Om Bring Om Bring Om Mani Padme Hum。让我们以最热烈的掌声，感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛加持同修圆满吉祥。
Let's give a greatest round of applause to our lineage root guru for his blessing to this group practice.
请大家
The
恭
offering
敬
of
合掌。
Hatha. Let us
请
join
释
our
莲
palms
家
with
上师
reverence.
代表全体弟子，
We would
向
like
法
to
王圣
invite
尊莲
Master
生活
Lian
佛
Sheng
请
to
法，
present the
敬
offering of
献
Hatha
哈
to the
达，
lineage
以
root guru
表
as a
最
symbol of the
崇
highest
高敬
honor on
意。
behalf of all of us.
请大家再次虔诚恭敬合掌，恭请法
Let's
王
join
圣
our
尊
palms
莲
with
生
reverence
活
and
佛
together we are
做
inviting
宝
His
贵
Holiness
的
to
法
bestow
语
the
开
precious Dharma
示。
teachings.
我们敬礼传承祖师，
Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus.
敬礼了明和尚，
Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming.
敬礼沙迦正空上，
Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong.
敬礼16世大宝法王，
Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa.
敬礼图灯
and homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today. Namo, the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Shimo, Tanzen Katso, Tuten Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Xin chào, cảm ơn. Aishiteru. Sarange. Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiwa. Kimochi. Yumi. Yapi. Prin. Konbanwa. 今天晚上我们是同修
This evening, we had the group practice Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva as the main deity, as the deity yoga or yidam practice. The manifestations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva are the most numerous. That's why we say myriad of them, like trillions of them. We say that Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is also the most compassionate Bodhisattva. Therefore, sometimes when we talk about Buddhadharma, we say that Amitabha in each household, or Amitabha in each home, and Avalokitesvara in each household. So when the monastic people would say Amitabha, and in almost every household they would enshrine Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So there are many manifestations. We often tell this joke that the South Sea belongs to China. Otherwise, where would the South Sea Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva live? It's a joke. The East Sea also belongs to China. Otherwise, where would the East Sea Dragon King live? Because we know the South Sea Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is very famous. We all know her. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is, of course, the most important main deity or yidam in Sukhavati, or the western realm of Atmos bliss. In Sukhavati, there are the Pure Land Trinity. At the center, Amitabha Buddha. And when we are facing them, to our right is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and to our left is Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva. And they are called the three niti of Sukhavati, or the 3 sages of Sukhavati, the 3 main reliances in Sukhavati. We all know in the Amitabha Sutra, Sukhavati, the western realm of Atmos bliss, is all the Buddhas in the 10 directions that extend their tongues, their broad and long tongue to praise. So the realm of Atmos bliss is commonly praised by all the Buddhas. And the emanation of Avalokitesvara is not only in Sukhavati, but there are many Avalokitesvara in many realms, many other realms. So this deity is our one of our 8 primary deities of True Buddha School. And many disciples have Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva as their personal meditational deity or yidam. Like some of her emanations are the 7 Avalokitesvara with 32 forms and many more, a myriad of them. This deity is the greatest Bodhisattva. Of the 8 great Bodhisattvas, we know, the first one we call upon is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So among the 8 great Bodhisattvas, Avalokitesvara is one of them. And the High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, which we often chant, inside the High King Kuan Yin Sutra, and also primarily the High King Avalokitesvara as the primary one, but there are also 4 more in there. And they are the noble Avalokitesvara, the expansively minded Avalokitesvara, the observant Avalokitesvara, and the great wisdom Avalokitesvara. 4 more. Where can we find these 4 bodhisattvas? Many people don't know. The great wisdom, the observant, the noble, the expansively minded Avalokitesvara. Where are they? Where can we find them? If you want to find them, go to Kyoto, Japan. The Sanjusan, the 33 temple there. And they have this 4 Avalokitesvara, the great wisdom, observant, noble, and expansively minded Avalokitesvaras. All 4 of them. And they are quite rare, Avalokitesvaras. They appear wherever they are prayed to. And they always deliver sentient beings from the ocean of suffering. If you don't believe this, go find and ask the Vietnamese refugees when they board a boat from Toton, Vietnam. And every time on the boats, when they encounter disasters, they always chant Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Guan Yin. So you can ask those Vietnamese refugees who came to America which Bodhisattva they prayed to, and they all prayed to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Let me share a few jokes. Human beings should marry at least once in our lives. You know why? Because otherwise you would never know how comfortable it is to live alone. Yesterday, Xiaoming was fired, and he felt bad. And the reason was his boss sent line to the group, a meeting at 10, and bring your life necessity to the meeting room. And when he got to the meeting room, all the colleagues brought their laptops, except Xiaoming brought his bowl and chopsticks. And he was fired. So, like your life necessity, but in Chinese it's like eating, because eating is life necessity, eating utensils. The wife was working very hard to teach a newborn baby to call dad. And the dad was really moved. The wife is so sweet. To teach the son to call dad instead of to call mom. So he's really touched. Until one night, the baby was crying all night and kept calling dad. And the wife nudged her husband. Your son is calling you. Go take care of him. Now we'll get into the main subject. Question from Malaysia by Lianhua Yueqin. Kim. Homage to the lineage root Guru, living Buddha Lian Sheng, Grandmaster Lu. Amitabha. Grandmaster, on March 11, 2023, at the Seattle Lizang Temple, you said that look at cells, look at the cells. Every day, quite a few of our cells die. So cells live and they die too. This reminds me, your disciple, a passage from Grandmaster's book number 167, Listen to the Whispers in My Heart, in an article entitled, I am Amitabha Buddha, please listen to the whispers in my heart. The Buddha said, all bodies throughout the Dharma realm are Amitabha Buddhas. So what is pure, what is defiled, what is happy, what is suffering then? It is just because everyone has changed their faces that they have forgotten that they are Amitabha Buddhas. In the Sutra on the Samadhi of Liberation through Purification, it is written, our thoughts result in one body, 100 thoughts result in 100 bodies, 1,000 thoughts means 1,000 bodies. So in a day and a night you plant the seeds of birth and death, which results in 850 million different bodies. The suffering souls you create in 100 years fill the great 1,000 worlds. So are the physical bodies that go with it. When enclosed inside this speck of skin and flesh or the body, how could it possible that they know that all the different bodies in the Dharma realms are all Amitabha Buddhas? When I saw this passage, I was greatly shocked. After reading this article, I was greatly shocked, thinking about how many souls we have created. I wondered when we will complete our cycle of rebirth and achieve fruition. I once wrote an article called The Burden of 850 Millions with these questions. Now I would like to ask Grandmaster, 1. Are the cells in our body the souls and spirits that we have accumulated over past lives? 2. If our cells are the souls that we created with every thought, does it mean that when the cells die, they have gone through one reincarnation? Does it mean that the spiritual cultivation that we do during the lifespan of the cells has purified the karma of the cells? For example, by reciting the mantra of Usnisha Vijaya, can we bardo deliver our own cells? Perhaps my thoughts are just wild imagination. I humbly ask Grandmaster to explain the above passage from the Sutra on the Samadhi of Liberation through Purification. Thank you, Grandmaster. Homage. So note, in 1 year, 98% of cells in our body are being replaced. So this person may have researched science of cells. I did not know that in 1 year, 98% of our body cells are being replaced. Where did it come from? Do you know? Anyone? Yeah, it's been said before. In about 1 year, 98% of our body cells are being replaced. I did not know about this. Anybody knows?
1年左右98%的细胞会重新更新一次。这个学医的、学医学的应该才比较懂。
Those who study medicine may know,
就不太清楚。
but not otherwise.
我只知道说细胞会死，也会
I just know that cells die and regenerate.
听人家讲的，就只有脑的细胞。
And I also heard they say that brain cells cannot be regenerated, cannot regenerate. Once they die, that's it. But cells from other body parts can regenerate. So her questions are the cells in our body, the souls from our past lives? Don't think about this. So even if they are, so what does it matter to you, to me, or to everybody? Everybody's the same. We live on. It's more important to talk about Vimalakirti Sutra, right? Are the cells your manifestations from souls from past lives? So what if they are? And so what if they're not? Let's ask her to see the bird flying in the sky. And this is actually a Chinese idiom. So what if they are, and so what if they are not? There's no need to ask such question. You just eat 3 times a day and sleep every day. Who cares what souls and spirits are the cells? The cells are. Don't worry about it. If you say they are, it's still how it is. If they are not, it's still how it is. It makes no difference at all. Let's take you to see the birds outside. That's my reply to the first question. The second question: if the cells are the souls we created with every thought, then when the cells die, that would be considered one reincarnation. So does it mean the spiritual cultivation that we do during the lifespan of the cells purified the karma of the cells, like chanting Ushnisha Vijaya mantra? Then we are to deliver ourselves. Let me tell you that human's body is an aggregate. It's Pindagraha. So, but research on cells, we'll just leave it to the cell scientists on cells. It's none of our business. And you just follow the sutra and purify your body, speech, and mind, and cultivate spiritually. That's good enough. And you're trying to purify your cells? And then each cell has its own karma too. You'll bother me too much. Are you trying to do that? I will have to count my cells every day, thinking the karma of the cells. And do you know how many cells you have in your body? Do you know how many cells do you have in your body? In each of our bodies? Anyone knows? Nobody would know. So why are you thinking about this? About the karma of the cells? Don't. The Buddha never asked you to think about the karma of the cells. You're creating problem from you, troublemaker. And Grandmaster, please explain the sutra on the samadhi of liberation through purification. One thought results in one body, 100 thoughts result in 100 bodies, 1,000 thoughts means 1,000 bodies. In a day and a night, you plant the seeds of birth and death, which results in 850 million different bodies. So the suffering souls that you create in 100 years will feel the great thousand worlds, and so are the physical bodies. But in this physical body, how could they know that they are all the different bodies of Amitabha Buddha in the Dharma realms? So the sutra included a lot of details, like our body hair. I often think this. Do you know how many strands of hair you have? Nobody can count it. And how many body hair do you have? Nobody can count it. Of course. So this is to use a human body to represent the karma that a human creates. We can say this. Our mind, our behavior, our habitual tendencies, our bodies are all called karma. They're all called karma. So we can say that we live and die thousands of times, or tens of thousands of times. So the sutra on the samadhi of liberation through purification wrote this, because one thought is karma, right? A thought is a karma. Your behavior, your conduct, your action is karma. Your habitual tendencies are all karma. So it's true that we have created lots of karma. But good thing, in Buddha school, the Tantric Buddhadharma is to purify the body, speech, and mind. And in a while, we'll talk about the Eightfold Noble Path, which is also talking about the methods to purify karma, to the methods to eradicate the karma of body, speech, and mind. If you can eradicate it, then we naturally manifest our own original body. Each one of us has our own innate body or original body. then by eradicating karma, you would manifest your own Buddha nature body. So the most important thing is that every one of us is Amitabha Buddha. Once you manifest, then you are Amitabha Buddha. How many Amitabha Buddhas are there? We often chant Namo 36 trillions, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha Buddha. 36 trillions, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. We often chant this. Many people ask me, Namo 36 trillions, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. Where this chanting of this epithet come from? I discovered it. Very few people chant it this way. I discovered it. In Pure Land article, and it was written in it, and then I utilize it into Buddha school. This is excellent. So this is the same. By chanting Namo 36 trillions, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha is to chant all the sentient beings. So now you know by my saying this that all the different bodies in the Dharma realms are Amitabha Buddhas. Now it's clear to you, right? So no matter what kind of bodies in the Dharma realm, it is Amitabha Buddha. So I briefly explained the sutra of liberation, on the samadhi of liberation through purification. So 1 thought, 1 body, 100 thoughts, 100 bodies, 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 bodies. And you have so many bodies. Of course, with one chant, Namo 36 trillions, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Amitabha. That would be right to chant it this way. So this is how we chant Amitabha Buddha. Then of course, our body cells, if you believe that one cell is one soul, then they are all Bardo delivered already. That's my answer to Lianhua Yue Qing from Malaysia. I think I've told this joke. When I was young, I loved to go to the zoo to look at the tiger, and I vowed that I want to raise a tiger when I grew up. And 20 years later, my wish was fulfilled. Okay, no need to say more. Now I have to do laundry and cook. Nobody laughed. A group of friends got together and one of them got drunk. And so the group of friends brought him to a room in a hotel and then notified the wife to come pick him up, to take care of him. And when she walked in the door, the drunkard shouted, "I want a younger one." Sure enough, that's a big problem. Nobody laughed. Now we will continue on the Vimalakirti Sutra. The 37 factors to enlightenment are the pure land of the Bodhisattvas. When a Bodhisattva becomes a Buddha, sentient beings with mindfulness, right exertions, transcendent basis, roots, powers, realizations, and right paths reach this field. Now we are talking about the right paths. So the path that Sakyamuni Buddha imparted, we call it the right path. And the right path was divided into eightfold. That's why we call it eightfold noble path. So what are they? The first one is right view, right mind, right thoughts, right intention, right livelihood, right right effort, right mindfulness, right meditation, right speech, right action. Are they all 8? So the first one, let me first talk about right view. Which is what we often talk about when we expound the Vimalakirti Sutra, is the fundamental wisdom. So the body is the fundamental wisdom, and the function is the wisdom of discernment. So what is the right view? We know that Sakyamuni Buddha was talking about the 3 Dharma seals. Everything is impermanent. The truth is impermanence. Impermanence is the truth. That everything has no inherent self, and nirvana is bliss. The first Dharma seal is impermanence. In the Saha world, everything is impermanent. The weather today, it was a nice day with sun, but it was cold. So the wind was very cold. So I put on the scarf. So even with the sun, it was still very cold. Everybody is wearing a coat. But here it's warm because we close the doors and the windows. But when you open them, and with the wind, it would be cold. And outside, you also would feel cold. So the weather is ever changing. So sometimes with it rains in the sun, and we call it female rain. So that's impermanence. That there are so many changes within one day. Sometimes I see 7 or 8 changes within a day. Clear sunny sky, and then becomes cloudy, and then it rains, and then wind, and then the thunder and lightning, and then snowing, and hails. Hails. So many changes in a day. So what kind of day today is hard to predict, even with the weather forecast. In one day, there are 7 to 8 changes. So the weather is impermanent, and let alone human beings. What is impermanence? Very simple. It's reported in the news. Pedestrian hell. You go out of the house happily, and then you never get home again, ever. And he or she was walking on the pedestrian, on the crosswalk, and was hit by a car. Young and smart. But that's impermanence. You never know what will happen to you today. In reality, there are many impermanences. So many examples, endless. The world's ever changing. Don't think that you're dating now, and you think your romance is so beautiful, so nice. It's a success, very blissful. But after a while, you would know it is impermanent. Especially love, it's really ever-changing. And someone is still happy at noon and going out together, and at night the weather has changed. Love is really hard to say. It's ever-changing. There are many examples of impermanence in the human world. So the first one is impermanence. The second one is no inherent self. Is what Ching asked, what Kim asked. Your body is also ever-changing, impermanent. Your body and mind are ever-changing. That's impermanence. And why there is no self? Because your body is an aggregate of the earth, water, fire, and wind. They're just a combination. When you dissect them, where are you? That's why there's no self. So impermanence and no self embody cause and effect, causes and conditions. The karma is in there. So The fundamental wisdom is the body or the form, and the wisdom of discernment is the function. So in discernment, that within the impermanence and no self, you would be able to see the nirvana of the fundamental wisdom. Impermanence is cause and effect. No self is also cause and effect. But when people say everything's empty, so how can it be cause and effect? Then that's the wrong thought, not the right thought, not the right view, sorry, not the right view. So the right view is you cannot be biased toward existence or emptiness, that you are on the middle path, that from existences you can see emptiness, but emptiness also cannot reject existence, cannot deny existences. So the so-called impermanence, it includes cause and effect in there, causes and conditions in there. And today, the same with no self, it also embodies cause and effect, causes and conditions in there. We cannot deny the cause and effect and causes and conditions. First, you know it is empty, but you cannot deny karma, cause and effect. And this would be the right view. This would be right view. Why is the weather clear? Because the sun is shining. But why it becomes cloudy all of a sudden? Because lots of clouds come. And why does it rain? Because it was dark clouds. And why is it snowing? Because it's cold. So what's falling becomes snowflakes because it's cold. And why is it hailing? Because the snows form because there's some causes, so they become hills. And why is there thunder? Because the negative and the positive meeting each other, so there's thunders and lightning. And why is it windy? Where does the wind come from? And you would know. So there's cause and effect in all this. If you go higher, then none of those exist. And that is the fundamental wisdom. Things that's happening and changing underneath is the wisdom of discernment. But you cannot use the fundamental wisdom to reject the wisdom of discernment. At the same time, you cannot use the wisdom of discernment to reject the fundamental wisdom. And such a view is called right view. So today, we start from impermanence and no self to see that nirvana is bliss. And this is Tathagata's right view, the first of the Eightfold Noble Path. The second is called the right mindset. The second.
正思维啊，也就是佛教里面3个重要的闻思修。这个思
right thought or right mindset,
思的智慧
which is in the Buddhism called the
我
hearing,
们一般众生啊，
thinking,
为什么会轮回？
and practicing.
因为他的
Why are sentient beings reincarnated? Because what they think is all
我不喜欢人家在
true and false.
我不太喜欢跟人家聊天，有时候我一个人很
I don't like chatting with people.
不喜欢跟人家
I like to be silent
说话的时候我不说
and
话，
I don't like to talk unless it's time for me to talk. I don't like to
那
chat.
个我回台湾呐，我那个几个那个
When I go
师
back
母
to
的
Taiwan,
弟弟呀，
Simu's brothers,
或者师母的
younger
几个亲戚
brother, and some of
他看
her
到我就说过
relatives,
来谈一谈呐，
and
过
they
来我们
ask
坐
me,
下谈一谈。
come on, let's go, come and chat with us. But I
我为什么
never
不谈？
never
我
did.
哪有时间去聊天？
You know why? Because I don't have time. Practicing is more important to me. I don't like to chat.
不是聚会，
Because once you chat, then you talk about gossips.
我们去喝下午茶，
When you go for afternoon
Coco.
tea,
喝泡沫奶茶，
you go to Coco for the
Coco
bubble tea.
去喝下午茶。我那个孙女啊，在
My
Coco 打工，
granddaughter is working at Coco
我的孙
now,
女啊，卢君啊，在 Coco 打工。
Jin.
我说，人家问说你为什么在 Coco 打工？
And people ask her, why are you
喝
working at
泡沫
Coco?
奶茶不用钱，
Because of the free bubble tea.
他去那里打工。
So she's working
你可以
there.
去那个 Bellevue 的 Coco。
You can go to Coco in Bellevue
君他在那里
and you can see Jin is working there.
去喝下午茶做什么？聊天。
So what do you do when you have tea together?
泡沫奶
You
茶
gossip.
吃点心，聊天。
Bubble tea, some snacks, and you chat about
不
what?
是是就是非。
About true and false, about
商家短，利益
gossips, about this person and that
都是这
person.
样子的。聊天就是聊是非
That's
嘛，还有什么
all.
好聊的？
What else are
就是
you
那个对
talking
这个
about?
这个错，
Just
电视上播的
if not
不
this
是就是
person
非
is right, that person is
哪个
wrong.
对哪个不对，
Everything
哪个
on
是哪个
television is
不
about
非
rights and
那
wrongs,
些评论呐，政论
who is
政论
right,
人
who
员
is
都是在
wrong,
讲，
and
对
the commentators and the
每
hosts
天到晚
just
就是在讲这
kept
个。
keep talking about this and that all day long.
所以啊，人呐，本身为什么没有办法
That's
离
why
开我们这个人的身体？
human beings
就是在
never
六道里
are
面
not
转来转去
able
转来转去，转来
to
转去，
abandon our
因为你
bodies
每
and we
天都是在
keep tumbling
付出
in
来
the
的，
sixth
把
rebirth
自己
realm
人
because
檀马，你骑过檀马没有？养过檀马没有？蝉呢？养蝉。
have
我
you
们学生的时
ever
候有
keep
养蝉，它
crickets
经常吐
like when we
出
were
出来，把
oh
自己包
no
住。
no sorry
包住
silkworms
人都是这个
silkworms
样子啊，
human beings are like that
没有
too
谁能够绑你，
they would
都是你
spit
自己
the
吐出来
cocoon
的东西
around
把你
yourself
自己绑住。
nobody bind you but you spit it out yourself to bind
你
yourself
吐了很多的丝，
like a
结果
cocoon
自己把自己绑得紧紧的。
so you spit a lot of
那何必
thread
这样呢？
and then the cocoon
我们
envelope
好
yourself
好的修行，
so
修
what
这个
for
身口意清净，
it's better to practice the purity of
你的念
body, speech,
头
and mind.
你的思
that your thoughts, your mindset, this is called wisdom. So you need to have wisdom. It's the wisdom of thought. The right thought is only one, that you want to have attainment in your spiritual cultivation. This is called the right mindset, the right thoughts. We have no time to chat. We have not much time to live. We have no time for those. Then this would be the right mindset or the right thought. Don't gossip, chat, talk too much. Don't bind yourself. Do our best and find time to chant the Buddha's name, to be reborn in the Pure Land, to have attainments in our spiritual cultivation, to eradicate our karma. This would be the right thought or the right mindset. This is the second. Third is right speech. Like the right thought, when we speak, we need to pay attention. The purity of our speech. Don't defame other people casually. If you don't see it personally or experience it yourself, most of the time you just heard it. And it's not accurate. So we often say, chant the Buddha's name is its right speech, and chanting the mantra is the purity of the speech. So right speech is the same as the pure speech, or the purity of the speech. But most people are not like that. They always talk and talk. And because they have the thoughts, and then they say it from their mouth. So what they think, they say. But the time you spend talking is spent on chanting the Buddha's name or chanting mantras, then this would become right speech. And about speech, we also say in the 4 enticement practices is we need to say kind words or loving words. Kind words, not evil words, not bad words. Anyone can stand up and talk about speech karma, bad words, double-tongued, exaggeration or making up, and lies. 4 karma of the speech, so you avoid them. Bad words, lies, discords or double tongues, and it's like what's that called? Nonsense words, useless words. Then if you avoid these 4 kinds of speech, then the rest is right speech. And that would be the purity of speech. So we have covered 3. The 4th one is right livelihood. Because our speech, our action, and our mind are creating karma. They're all karma. Just like the question asked by Kim earlier. They're all karma. One thought results in one body, hundreds of thoughts, hundreds of bodies, and thousands of thoughts, thousands of bodies. So thought is karma. So what is the right action? Or right karma is when you have pure body, pure speech, and pure mind. That your mouth does not violate the or does not create speech karma, the body does not create body karma, and the mind does not create mind karma. And that is the purity of the body, speech, and mind. And that is called right livelihood or right karma. Like in our Dharma practice, you're chanting mantra, your mind is visualizing the form of the deity, and your body is forming the mudra. Doesn't matter what mudra you form, they're all pure. That represent the purity of your body. So your mind is visualizing, your mouth is chanting, and your body is forming mudra. That's the pure mind, pure speech, and pure body. At this time, the three karma are pure, and that's called right karma. So tantric spiritual cultivation is very direct. When you form the mudras, that's the purity of the body. When you chant the mantras, that's the purity of the speech. When you visualize, to teach you visualization, the methods of visualization is the purity of the mind. Very simple. So Tantrayana relies on these three purities to gain spiritual union with the deity, because that's right karma. Pure body, pure mind, pure speech. When you chant this, this is a mantra, and that's the purity of the speech. And you hear it with your ears, then your mind is pure. And you visualize Guru Padmasambhava. And then you form Guru Padmasambhava's mudra. And that's the purity of the body. Then when your body, speech, and mind are pure, this is the right karma. Do you understand now? Next is right livelihood. Then this is very easy to explain. And if you live according to this, that you live your life with pure body, speech, and mind, that's right livelihood. So in your life, so you continue to live with the pure body, speech and mind. And that would be called right livelihood, right view, right thought, right speech, right karma or action, right livelihood. 5 kinds. Now, do you know? Therefore, I don't really say anything when giving Dharma teaching. As for me, I speak mostly when I give Dharma teaching, and I don't speak much at other times. Like during meal times, I don't say much, but sometimes if as appropriate, and sometimes I sing a song when I'm happy. But actually, it sounds bad. No. Last week, I heard someone from California who sang a song that sounded nice. So I wrote it. And so it's not that good, but let me sing it for you. I haven't memorized it quite well. You're my angel guiding me. I give you a little bit of heart and a flower because you give me so much touch. This song is very nice. Listen to me thanking you. And this song I sang in Taiwan, Planting Stars. Of all the stars in the sky, which ones are your eyes? The clouds in the sky fall into my heart. Each of the stars is someone who loves you. If you believe that, you would be the happiest person. Each star in the sky is someone who has loved us. If you are willing to believe that, then you are planting the stars. You would be in a good mood after singing. And these are all good songs, positive. I like to listen and hum it. But of course it doesn't. I don't sing well if I sing for others. Sorry about that. Om Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法
We
语开
are
示。
very
以上是
grateful
由
to
以
His
下法务活
Holiness
动向大
precious
家报
Dharma
告。
teaching.
明天4月2日星期日下午3点，
Tomorrow, April 2nd, Sunday at 3 p.m., we are inviting His Holiness to go to Rainbow Temple to preside over the Siddhikarma Bodhisattva Ancestral Day Homa Bardo Deliverance Ceremony. The temple opens starting at 1 p.m. and you're required to wear mask. There would be direct webcasts in both Chinese and English. For details, please check the websites.
请新皈依者到坛城前长跪，恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛为新皈依者做皈依
If you would
灌
like to
顶。
take refuge, please come to the center of the temple and personally receive refuge initiation from His Holiness. If you're not present in person and would like to take refuge in our lineage Guru and follow the spiritual cultivation of Buddha School, please send a letter to Buddha Foundation. This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers. Thank you very much.
加起礼，做观想大礼拜。礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。观想顶礼，回天心三印。二拜诸菩萨。观想顶礼，回天心三印。三拜诸护法金刚。观想顶礼，回天心三印。四平等于其所。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持与会四众弟子。同修会圆满即将结束了，非常感恩师尊的大加持，感谢师母、长老仁波切、诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教、贵宾同们善信大德的护持，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.
Sang Si Ti Ho.